Okay. By okay.
Do you need any help?
Yes, I'm trying to. Yes. Please hold. Sorry. Oh, okay. Here is it. I'm sorry for the delay. Welcome to Leadership Speaks, an advanced Toastmaster club for leadership development. We are one of the top five top clubs globally. I am John Ejefo and your Sergeant at Arms for this meeting. Now to our club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which our members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Leadership Speak is the premier club for experienced Toastmasters to become better self-directed leaders. We are an advanced club focused primarily on leadership development in everything we do. Our timer has a virtual hand raised, so we all can immediately see who is keeping the time. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our esteemed Toastmaster for today, Toastmaster Clemence Kambewu, who will lead our meeting today. Toastmaster Clemence Kambewu lives in Botswana and has been a member of Toastmaster for 3 years. He belongs to 2 Toastmaster clubs, which are Leadership Speak and Haboron. He is currently the president of Haboron Toastmasters Club. Professionally, Clemence Kambewu is a geophysicist, an entrepreneur, and an aspiring professional public speaker and keynote speaker. Please help me warmly welcome our Toastmaster of the day, our esteemed Toastmaster, Clemence Kambewu.
Thank you so much, John, for that wonderful introduction. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters and guests to Leadership Speak. Our team is leading in a digital era. The world is rapidly digitalizing. And as leaders, we need to rapidly transform ourselves so that we meet up to these changes. The old style of leadership, where people would meet face to face or in conferences, is rapidly fading as the new style of leadership takes over, where leaders are using digital platforms to connect. As a leader in the digital era, there are certain skills that you need to be able to keep up with these changes. You need to be able to adapt. You also need to be able to find new ways of communication, experimentation, curiosity, being able to live with ambiguity, collaboration, ethical decision-making, among others. This is what a leader in the digital era needs. As a leader in the digital era, you have to build digital ecosystem and build a digital culture so that your followers are able to embrace this culture, to be able to fully participate in this digital era. Leaders in this time, They go beyond individualism and silos and bring together a diverse team who solve complex problems. The COVID-19 pandemic changed the way leaders think about leadership. During the COVID-19, we saw a rapid movement of Toastmasters Club moving from being physical to online, as people tried to engage and collaborate using digital platforms. However, it is important to note that as a leader in this digital transformation era, it's not only about digitalization. Leadership is about people, bringing together a mindset of people that embrace digitalization. And because digitalization is here to stay, and we as leaders, we need to embrace it, and then we transform it to all those we lead. I'm glad to say that here at Leadership Speak, we are masters of leading in the digital era. As people connect, collaborate, experiment, and co-create together using digital tools. I would like you today to sit back and relax and enjoy this meeting. I would like now to call Joyce, who is going to raise a toast for us. Joyce, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Today I have the honor of raising a toast. Well, undeniably, who will it be for? Digital era, synonymous to Leadership Speak. The way this club and the founders, charter members, have taken it beyond the realm. Leadership Speak is a magnet attracting members from across the globe. You will see it right there, 21, counting more. This club has served as a catalyst, urging members to break through barriers and explore new horizons. Where people scare away from digital technology, here at Leadership Speak, I have personally enjoyed leaders creating leaders who take us through hand in hand. That's leadership. Leadership is all about being a beacon of progress. I have seen the transformative power of leadership right here at the Leadership Speak Club. Digital era is synonymous with our very club. How many of us have been part of this journey? A journey of inspiration. The grandeur in which it shows that every day there's a new technology and it's being tried, tested, and encouraged with everybody here. Everyone comes to leadership to learn, and digital technology is the way of moving forward. With that being said, let's take a minute to see how this digital era has taken us forward. Let us all today unmute ourselves and raise our glasses to Leadership Speak.
To Leadership Speak.
Leadership Speak.
To Leadership Speak.
To Leadership Speak.
Thank you.
Leadership
Over to
Speak.
Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Joyce, for that wonderful talk. Indeed, technology is the way to break through barriers, and we do it here at the Leadership Speak. Thank you very much. Our timer is Meltem, I would like to call Meltem to come and describe the role.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. I will be your timer today, so please check my background all the time. I will report the timing at the end of each session. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Meltem, for that wonderful description of your role. Next, I would like to call the grammarian who is monitoring our English language, Tati, to describe the role.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is agility, which means the ability to quickly and smoothly adapt or integrate. An example of using the word which is aligned to today's theme is as follows. It becomes very clear that the agility of leadership in the digital age is contingent upon layers of integrating artificial intelligence, ensuring leaders not only keep pace with change, but also harness its potential to drive forward thinking strategies and sustainable growth. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting, and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Tati. Agility is indeed a critical skill for leaders in this changing time of this digitalization. In Leadership Speak, in every meeting, we have an educational speech. In a normal project, it's a 5 to 7 minute speech. However, this speech, the speaker is allowed to extend his speech to 20 minutes. Our leadership speaker is Ray. Ray is being evaluated by Youthly. I would like to call Youthly to the stage to give us Ray's speech objective.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. For today, Toastmaster Rivero will present a speech on writing a speech with purpose. The purpose of this project is to learn or review basic method for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Youthly. Ray is a charter member of Leadership Speak and has experienced technology usage in the cloud. Ray will share his experience and perspective on the use of technology. Ray Rivero, DTM. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Ray Rivero, DTM, with his speech. How did you do that? How did you do that? Ray Rivero.
At any online or hybrid meeting, you might have seen, especially here in Leadership Speak, the use of technology in a presentation or some other function. All I could ask you is, have you ever encountered some new use of technology that helped enhance a message being delivered by the speaker, and it left you asking this question: how did they do that? Fellow Leadership Speak members and guests, there is a method to using the technology, and it can be used to not only enhance your message, but to deliver the use of technology in a way that shows your skills as a leader, as a speaker, and more importantly, as one open to the mindset of how to use it. So instead of just explaining how to do that, I'll just explain how we sometimes go about learning a new technology. We discover something new and we're curious about it. Maybe we'll just use Mr. Google to do our searching. Sometimes we are not quite sure what it's called. And sometimes if we hit it spot on, other times it's a hit and miss. But the better way would be to try to find and work with somebody one-on-one or with a group to learn how to use that technology. Who do you think can show you something new today? I'll hold that, I'll hold you to just keep that response to yourself for now. What I will demonstrate is how we are going to learn how to clip a video. These can be used to study your own performances as a speaker, or you can even use it as a marketing promotion. Either way, it's a good skill to learn as a Toastmaster, especially if you're with an online club or even with just a regular club. So without any more delays, let me share with you some examples of what to do with clipping a video. What about using or learning about new technology is that you always have to start with the end in mind. Well, that's one of the 7 habits from Stephen Covey. The important thing about that is that if you have no idea what you're looking for, you're just going to be lost in the technology jungle trying to find your way out. It's bad enough when you're trying to learn and go on some false paths, but if you have no idea what you're looking for, you're always going to be lost, and you don't really have an idea of what you're looking for or what you want to accomplish. So it's important to understand at the very beginning what you are looking for. What do you want to accomplish? So what I want to accomplish today is I'm going to do a video clip. I'm going to take some videos and I'm going to shorten them. And there's 2 ways to go about it. So what I've done is I brought up one of the Leadership Speak videos. This is from our 2nd anniversary meeting. This is what's displayed on my browser when I log into Leadership Speak. If I log into the Leadership Speak channel itself, there's something called download. That does not appear. And one reason it doesn't is because I don't need to download my own or the Leadership Speak videos. But if I do have that, if I click on download, that's actually a premium version of YouTube, which costs money. But if you're interested in downloading a lot of videos, this is not a bad option. But we really don't need to use the download feature for this. We're just going to take a short clip. In YouTube, clips are just small snippets of videos. where you can just go from 5 to 60 seconds and to take a little clip of a video. So when I click on the video, but before I do that, I just wanted to share with you, for those who are not familiar with the use of our Leadership Speak or any channel, I usually put in some description of the meeting, including the speeches and the evaluations, who did what. And you can even show the transcript when you click on here, and I'll show on to the side, which is very helpful because sometimes I want to just narrow it down to where I can start the video. In this case, I'll start kind of close to the end here. I'm not going to start the video, but I wanted to show you that if I click on clip here, well, actually, Jyothi was good, already raised the toast, but thank you very much. Anyway, what I can do is that I can take this clip, add a title, and then I can stretch it out to as much as 60 seconds. That's the maximum that is allowed. And then what I'll do is I click on share clip. And I can actually send this clip to a variety of applications. Some of the social media applications like Facebook and WhatsApp. I can email the link. Or I can just make a copy and keep it for myself. That's how you do a clip. So overall is you just find the video that you want to take a clip of. You have up to 60 seconds to make that clip, and you can either save that clip. It's actually saved into a into your YouTube section that says clips, or you can email it to somebody who, if you want to view it. One important point is that you can actually, when you can use these save clips to load onto your when you upload your videos, and you can actually use this as a marketing tool. What if you want to construct a longer video? What sort of agility do you think you're going to need? Well, first of all, you need a copy of the actual meeting videos. And since I'm the person who uploads the videos from YouTube every week, I do have several meeting videos. There are several applications depending if you use Windows or Apple. Apple actually has the better software to use for making movie clips, but Microsoft does have one called ClipChip. Let me see if I can bring that up. Just the same video, but I have the beginning and end times for this. And it's important because that's what I have in mind. That's my ending, is that I want to have a video that is long enough to capture my toast that I made during the 2nd anniversary. You'll start at the beginning here, and then I go all the way to approximately where I want the video to begin. And if I can't get it exactly here with this time, with this bar, I can go back 5 seconds or advance it enough.
Ray, we are not able to see your screen.
Oh, I am so sorry. Let me go and start over again. I thought I did that. Thank you. So let me start over on this. This is called a ClipChamp, and it's the Microsoft video. What I've done is that I know the beginning and the ending part of the clip that I want to record. So I go all the way back to about right here. I can advance it about a few seconds. And if I want to just clip it, I have this little scissors that'll split the video. And then I split the video like that, as such. But I have this little extra here that I don't want to include. So what I do is I click on the right mouse button. I just press delete. But I still have this little gap here that if I save it, that gap's going to be included. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to delete the gap by just clicking on the little trash can. And that is how you do a clip of a video. And then all I do is I can actually save this or export this. They'll ask me for the video quality. If it's a draft, it'll be 480 pixels. And then if it's high definition, 1080. Then go ahead and tell me I'm going to save it. I can save it to my up in the cloud in OneDrive or to a Google Drive or YouTube. And I can use this video to study my performance or use a portion of it for marketing purposes, whatever I want to use it for. Once it's done uploading, it's going to give me the option to save the video. And I can save it to my personal drive. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. And I'm just going to explain a little bit about some of the problems that you might have. Sometimes the videos might be so large that you can't really store it or send it to a channel like WhatsApp. Some of these applications do have limits on how much you want to present or can send. I've actually sent some videos to some of the members because they wanted to just take a look at the study during performance to see how they can improve, which is a great tool, especially if you're planning to compete in the contests. And if it's too large, you would have to use a platform like Google Drive and just share it so that you can make it private so that it's only just that person and the creator of the video. So there you go. That's just some of the things that we learned on how to clip a video, but more importantly, it's kind of an identified a general process about learning how to use the technology. So summarizing it is, one, you have to begin with the end in mind. What do you want to use this technology for? Second is, what platform or tools that you can learn to get to the end in mind. In this case of clipping videos, there's just two ways. One is directly from from a source like YouTube, or if you have the actual source, you can use that to clip the video even shorter. And then you want to distribute it, which can be done either if it's small enough, you can distribute through WhatsApp, or you can upload it to Google Drive or share with another social media platform. But it's important that no matter what technology you use that to focus on your story, on what you want to present. I've learned a lot by just coming to these meetings to improve my skills, at least in the technology realm, whether it's just YouTube or Zoom or WhatsApp. But the important thing is that I hope that you learn how to use this technology when you make your presentations. Because what I really want for each and every one of you is to learn how to use it, demonstrate it in your clubs, and I hope somebody walks up to you and says, "How did you do that?" And you'll know what to do. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Ray, for sharing with us your experiences. And indeed, I am one of them who have always said, "How did you do that?" And today I learned a little bit about the digitalization, how to create a video. And I believe that today all leaders will start on to the digital service. We now move on with our program into our speakers that have been lined up for today. Our first speaker is Cusin. Marie is being evaluated by Rosie Rana. I would like to call Rosie to the stage to tell us the speech objective.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Marie Cusin is working on a project entitled Connect with Storytelling. As the title implies, she will be building a speech with a story or using a story in her presentation. She has 5 to 7 minutes to do that. All the best, Marie. I will be also looking out for what she has requested, which works very well with stories, vocal variety, and gestures. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Rosie, for those speech objectives. Marie says, in first aid, it is better to do something wrong than nothing at all. Marie is presenting a story that's fresh in her mind and which has left an indelible mark in her life. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Marie Cusin with a speech. Power is its knowledge. No power is applied knowledge. Marie Cusin.
Power is it knowledge? No, power is applied knowledge. Here is a beautiful proof. Imagine you are in a restaurant with friends, savoring a delicious meal. It's so nice to see each other on the weekend. This meal is delicious. And the wine complements it so well. Would you like another glass? Suddenly, a friend is acting strangely. Her lips turn blue, her eyes roll, and a strange sound emanates from her wide open mouth. The panic spread throughout the table. Her husband vigorously taps her back, worsening the situation. She shocks. In that moment, the theory of first aid gesture flashes through my mind. Applying the Heimlich maneuver and remembering the slogan in first aid, better a poorly done gesture than doing nothing at all. So I applied the theory with agility, rushing behind her, embracing her above the navel, and intermittently squeezing her forehead on her diaphragm, but I lack sufficient strength. Therefore, I instruct immediately her husband to take over and imitate me. My voice became imperious and firm, issuing brief and precise orders. Quickly, press its upper diaphragm, lift her upwards, wet. Start again, quickly, press upper diaphragm, lift her upwards, wet. Then a client calls for emergency services and another client follows the maneuver using a first aid app on his phone, confirming to the husband, follow the instruction of the doctor. Me, in this case, she's right. Finally, after several gaps, she expelled a piece of bread. a blessed sound of normal breathing is here again. What a relief. She cries in my arms, overwhelmed with emotion. And her husband said to me, half joking and half crying, "Thank you, Marie. It is the first time that I have the permission to eat my wife." Thus, the power to save a life involved combined elements of transitioning from knowledge to applied knowledge, someone guiding and directing actions, the support of customers who called for help, and someone providing support visualizing the correct execution of the maneuver on their mobile app. It was a virtuous chain of more than 3 people that coordinates to save one life. Here is the beautiful proof, the very example of leadership in action. Please remember, that I can't screen the video. Excuse me, did you see my video?
Yes.
Yes, Heimlich maneuver.
Did you see my video?
We
Yes.
can
The
see a
sound,
video,
please.
we can't hear anything. Sorry, Karen, we are not able to hear you. Sorry, Mary, we are not able to hear you.
You don't see my video, so it was just a recap of the maneuver of English. So it doesn't matter. So it was an inspiring reminder that each of us can make a difference in the face of unexpected challenges with agility. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Mary. Indeed, power is knowledge. Our second speaker, Angela Brown, is being evaluated by Muhammad Azamtin. I would like to call Muhammad to come forward and give Angela's speech objective.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. My speaker today is going to deliver her speech on how to use the voice modulation and body language. And the objective is to show all the varieties of the voice modulations or body language. So I will be focusing on the quality of the story and the use of body language. Over to you.
Thank you, Muhammad. In a speech, Angela explores the magic of unexpected meetings and the profound connections they create. Today, she dwells into the beauty of serendipity and the impact it has on our lives. Angela Brown, magic of serendipity. Magic of serendipity. Angela Brown.
Describes serendipity as the art of making an unexpected sought or findings. Good evening, or good morning, telephone sponsors and distinguished guests. Today, I am here not as a speaker, but as a storyteller, as I share with you a story about the magic of serendipity. Let me paint you a picture. I went to my usual Thursday afternoon Toastmasters meeting where I'm a coach for that club. Today, I was going to be doing a speech. A guest all the way from Haiti. And she was asked to evaluate my speech, of which she accepted. We had a great meeting, and she did a wonderful job evaluating my speech. Little did I know that this chance encounter would bridge the way for an extraordinary meeting later on. Fast forward recent moments. A friend of mine who I've known for over 20 years invited me to a play at her daughter's school. Of course, I accepted. My daughter and I went to the play. And it was a wonderful evening. When the play ended, someone approached me with this look of familiarity in her eyes, beaming smile. And she said, "I know you." What? She said, "I am the sister of your friend." I said, "Oh, really?" She said, "Yes, and I know you." My mind was foggy. How did this woman who says that she came all the way from Haiti know me, living in Canada? I've never been to Haiti. But I had to admit, there was an air of familiarity about her face. She saw the confusion in my eyes, and she started to recount her story, how she is also a fellow Toastmaster. And a few months ago, she had been invited to a Toastmasters meeting as a guest, where she was asked to evaluate the speaker, which is me. Wow. Can you feel the air of serendipity in the room? Buzzing in my ear. I was amazed. I was like, wow. I could not believe that I was meeting this woman who had done such a brilliant job evaluating my speech a few months ago. How the world is such a small place that even in the community of Toastmasters, we can build friendships with people from all over the world. We had a great time talking. She was an amazing person. I couldn't believe that my friend of over 20 years, who had been telling me for so long how she wanted her sister to come to Canada, that her sister had finally came to Canada, and I was a fellow Toastmaster of mine, and now my new friend. But the magic and encounters didn't end there. A few months later, she joined the same Toastmasters meeting as me, Leadership Speak. Wow. Last week was her birthday, and her sister asked if I could bring some Toastmasters together to celebrate her birthday. As our club is worldwide, it was very difficult, but we decided to have a virtual meeting where she was able to meet some of the women who lives in Canada from our club. And we had a great time celebrating her birthday with quotes and poems and Bible verses, just to let her know how much we appreciate her and love her, and how much we're happy to have her in our club leadership speak. So this is the lesson. Cherish those that you meet, whether it's online or in person, because you just don't know when a chance encounter could reveal the magic of serendipity, the true meaning of life. Thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Angela. I believe all of us at some time in our lives, we aspire to have that magic of chance or having good luck or being fortunate. Thank you. We move on with the program. Our third speaker is Paramjit Singh, and Paramjit is being evaluated by Sabnam Saiyed. Sabnam, you may give us the speech objective.
Good evening, everyone. Toastmaster Paramjit, the project purpose is to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. And his speech purpose is to create awareness about costs we pay due to procrastination. All the best and over to you.
Paramjit wants to create awareness about the cost that we pay due to procrastinate. He was a master procrastinator and overcame it by studying and applying certain principles. Paramjit Singh, my crown, Paramjit Singh.
Toastmaster of the day, I have one request. Can I present my speech next week? It will be very fine. No, I'm not in a mood. No, actually, if I don't give a speech today, it will add one more star to my master procrastinator crown. Master procrastinator, what is it? It is a highly skilled professional who have mastered the art of doing everything except what he has to do himself. Any of you have this type of skill set? Don't worry. About 70 to 80% of the people procrastinate. However, I am special because I inherited it like an ancestral property. My avatar was in 1964 on this earth after my younger sister's 9th birthday. No. My parents were not only procrastinators, they were visionaries. They had a firm belief that perfectionism and procrastinations are siblings. And if they delay in a birth of a child, they will get a perfect child. Do you think they were successful in their mission? Here I am, a delayed masterpiece, Mona Lisa of procrastination. And that too, born on Sunday, the lazy day. Didn't cry for 2 days. And with a weight of whopping 4.5 kgs. This was a very good proof of my talent in delay that even I procrastinated in my mother's womb. When I was kid, I was known as LPS, Little Procrastination Star. When everybody was doing work, I was moving around in the city. And my mother, with the frustration, will put fuel to my fire and she will say, Paramjit, what do you want to do today? If you don't want to do it, do it tomorrow. And my teachers, they could easily identify this talent and they will say, Paramjit, you're not going to do anything in your life. And I will say, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. And by waiting, I become adolescent. And now the time comes for the marriage. As I think everybody believes that marriages are made in heaven. And you get exactly the partner according to your karma. And my wife, my partner, was one step further for me in procrastination. And what is the result? Battlefield of procrastination. Ultimately, it delayed the birth of my children, who also got procrastination from us. And this was revealed in a special study done on my daughters, which says that they have a special procrastination gene, which is always busy watching TV, Instagram, Facebook, and even watching movies. And when the other genes are telling them, come, let's go, let's do work, it is too heavy a gene to be moved. With all these heavy genes, I could keep up my reputation as master procrastinator. I have honed this skill by delaying on small things to the life-threatening question. Of course, a few years ago, I felt that this crown is actually not benefiting me, but it has made me lose so much of opportunities, missed flights, missed opportunities, missed relationships, and resulting in a lot of financial losses, strained relationships, medical emergencies, and even my present job. It has made hell of my life. And then I thought of removing this one habit which is avoided by the millionaires. And I started studying the psychology behind it and the strategies to overcome it. And partially, I'm able to overcome it. And all this knowledge I collected, I have put a one course on Udemy with the name Goodbye Procrastination. But unfortunately, from 2021 to 2024, very few students, because they also procrastinated. My dear friends, in reality, procrastination is not a matter of laugh or humor, is it? If you see everyone, it's a matter of cry that we have lost so many of life's opportunities by just doing procrastination. We all have different level of crowns on our heads. And unfortunately, we are not able to remove them. The only way is that you take action, small action. Small action will add to big action, and you can slowly overcome this particular habit, which is taking away our dreams and aspirations of life. Of course, if you feel that procrastination is helping you and you want to upgrade from procrastinator to master procrastinator, my crown is free. Just call me. I will send it to anywhere in the world. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Paramjit. Indeed, procrastination is the enemy of success. And we must take down this crown and not to become master procrastinators. Our fourth speaker is Manju, Mana, and Manju is being evaluated by Anna Schmidt. Anna, please give us the speech objective.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. I look forward to Manju's speech. It's from the Path Effective Coaching, Level 3, Project 6, Connect with Storytelling. And the purpose statement is as follows: to present an established story, a story about the speaker's life, or a fictional tale of the speaker's own creation. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Anna. Manju wants people not to get distressed by what others say. She wants to say, wait and watch. And she wants people to say, wait and watch, and tap into their inner power. Her speech is about how to respond to distressing news. Manju, Mana, wait and watch. Wait and watch, Manju, Mana.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Before timer, kindly note, before I start, I need permission from Master Procrastinator Paramjit Singh to record my speech. Kindly give me recording access. I think he's also
already
that.
done. Already done.
Thank you so much. My mentor had requested. Manju, can you get me a cup of tea? Sure, Dad. I was trying to stir and then the spoon dropped from my hand. I picked up a new spoon and tried to stir. Again, the same thing happened. I felt very embarrassed. My 5-year-old son looked at me and said, Mom, you can't even hold a spoon. You don't have muscles like me. How many of you have ever felt embarrassed because of some failure? How many of you felt that it was difficult to meet the eyes of your parents or your loved ones because deep down you felt like an utter failure? At that moment, when I could not even prepare a cup of tea for my dad early in the morning, I felt like an utter failure. I was just 32 and was at a healthy weight of just 60 kgs then. But my hands were not cooperating with my brain, and I felt so ashamed. My dad said, "It's okay, dear. We should probably visit a doctor." But I could see the worry in his eyes. That weekend, my hubby and I went to an ortho. The ortho tested the blood, did some scans, and then there was that worrying look on his face. He referred me to a neuro, and then the same thing happened. The neuro this time took a scan of my brain and then referred me to an eye specialist. Eye specialist? I'm having problem with my hands, doctor, not with my eye. He said, one of your eyes seems to be bulging. Probably the nerve, the bulge. We really need to look into this. So I was passed along like a parcel from doctor to doctor, doctor to doctor. And all this while, the pain in my neck, the shoulders, spine kept on increasing. There was radiating pain from my neck to the fingertips, which made it impossible for me to hold a spoon or even a cup. I wouldn't dare to lift a cup because it would fall from my hands. I had radiating pain from my back till the foot. Yes, sciatica. This made even walking difficult. At one point, I felt I was like a dying tree in the window with all the health waning as time progressed. Did I try physiotherapy? Yes, I did. Did it help? No. Did I try the various medicines the doctors doled out? Yes, of course. Did it help? No. Finally, after long weeks of physiotherapy, when the pain did not subside, my general physician, he was a family doctor, he said, probably, Manju, you might be suffering from some autoimmune disease, which might be causing your muscles to weaken. My son, my 5-year-old son, was right. I did not have strong muscles, not even to hold a spoon or a cup of tea. I applied for medical leave from office. I often was in tears owing to the acute pain. Finally, I was sent to a rheumatologist who then told me I could be having AI seronegative RA, autoimmune seronegative rheumatoid arthritis. My mind was reeling with all these technical terms. And then the RA looked at all my reports and said, Manju, I am so sorry to say that there's no cure for this. We can at the best keep the disease under control. And I was just 32 years old. He went on adding fuel to the fire raging in my brain by stating that, Manju, I don't think you can continue to work in IT field again. Better accept it. Until then, I had some respect for him. The moment he said, you can't work, I had to feed my family, my baby, isn't it? So I did not like the statement at all. The natural motherly instinct took over. Outwardly, I said, thank you, doctor. But in my mind, I said, wait and watch. Friends, have you ever felt angry when someone said that you can't do something? Brahm, when you try to set up this club, did people say, oh, you can't do this, a virtual club? And now look where LS is, number 5 in the world. And we would soon be number 1. Have you ever felt so angry that you felt that you wanted to show it to them and to the world that you can? Yes, friends, I had reached my limits. It was a make or break moment. Either I should meekly accept the verdict and quit, or else in me the volcano erupted. Yes, it was a mess, an explosion. The fury in me exploded. And there is a saying in my mother tongue, Malayalam, that a drowning man would grab even at a straw. That is exactly what I did. I forgot all about what the doctors said. I started keeping an open mind and a never, never, never give up attitude. I went and explored all sorts of treatments across the world. Ayurveda, acupressure, acupuncture, naturopathy, I have tried it all. Yoga, Tai Chi, Pilates, I have tried it all. Did it cure? I'm so sorry to say it didn't. But did it help? Yes, it did. I also learned about food allergies and also learned to cut down certain food items from my diet. But when cold weather starts, that's when the pain worsens. When it rains, it pains. My joints ache, my muscles ache, my blood starts burning with pain. That's how autoimmune disease is. Yes, friends, I am suffering from autoimmune. So what? I gain courage from Shelley's poem, which says, if winter comes, could spring be far behind? Yes, friends, we Toastmasters are known for our valiant spirit and never say die.
We are running out of time.
Yes. So I actually did all that. Sorry, I got carried away with this. Yeah. So I actually tried out all the options and then finally was able to find an equilibrium where I could still give my best. Yes, there are times of the year where I need to go slow. But just like the river, which is frozen during the winter, starts flowing during the monsoon, I too can work well when the season changes. Friends, next time someone tells you you can't, tell them, wait and watch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Manju. Indeed, wait and watch and tap into your inner power. Our fifth and the last speaker is Sandra Valks. Sandra is being evaluated by Sabnam Saiyed. Sabnam, please come forward and give Sandra's speech objective.
Good evening once again, and especially Toastmaster Sandra. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback on a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback. Other than this, Sandra also wanted me to concentrate, evaluate in a way so that I give input for her second speech, as well as whether she is able to present this current speech in a humorous way or not. Over to you and all the best.
Thank you, Sabnam. Sandra Valks, our compassionate queen of straight talk, knows that effective evaluation and feedback is the opportunity to receive insight into your own skills in order to improve. Sandra will share her experience in giving an evaluation. Sandra Valks, how do I evaluate you? Let me count the ways. How do I evaluate you? Let me count the ways. Sandra Valks.
Thank you so much. How do I evaluate you? Well, let me count the ways. I'm going to go through my journey. And I'm going to tell you, competition is no stranger to this chick. 5 years old. Just 5 years old. I was on stage, sorry, being judged and adjudicated. Competition. 42 of us, little children, learning to sing, Jesus loves me, yes, I know. And I think I was like number 37 going up on stage. And can you imagine, I love the stage. You didn't know that, though, did you? I love the stage. But can you imagine, 5 years old, the excitement of being on stage, knowing that there was going to be applause no matter what happened. And still that scared feeling of, I'm supposed to win because I've got this beautiful voice. I'm going to be such a, forgetting that, of course, all 42 of us had our beautiful little voices. What if I mess up? What if I don't win? And yet, oh, it's so much fun. This journey going from judging to learning to be evaluated and learning to take on feedback for growth. That's what I want to talk about today. So here I am at the tender age of 20, married. Now that may not be a tender age in some other countries, but in Canada, it was a pretty tender age. And it was a very short career, 4 years of teaching. Now, my brother-in-law had a very superior attitude. He was the techie and the corporate fellow. And I always still felt like the country bumpkin. And with this, he would say, oh, ask the teach. The teach is supposed to know everything. Ask the teach. She has to know everything. And it was so hard for me to be put upon in that way. But I have some mischief in me. And we were camping and I had saved up the tea bags, Pickering tea bags on the string. And when I knew he was coming to the campground, I saved up, I started clipping them on the clothesline, letting my tea bags dry. He was just so appalled when he came. He said, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm drying my tea bags, so I'll have tea for tomorrow. He says, get those down, get those down. I got him. But you know, he kept pushing my button long enough. And that's the important thing of even the negative feedback, the hurtful stuff. He pushed my buttons long enough that I learned, okay, really, I don't have to, how do I go around that? And the way I got around it was finally for that brilliant light to come on that says, as a teacher, it is not my job to know everything. It is my job to help others, the children, find their own answers. And that was a relief. Now, without him pushing me and pushing my buttons all the time, I would not have gotten there as quickly. He accelerated me. Oh, she's supposed to know everything. Anyhow, I went on to Toastmasters eventually. And at my very first meeting, they said table topics, but they hadn't explained. And I said, table topics, table topics. So in my mischief, I started to climb up on the table. And at that point, I was not afraid anymore of whatever they were going to say. I might have been embarrassed afterwards, but I was ready to go for it. You see, my straight talk was showing up and I didn't even know it yet, but I was stepping into being me. Yes, I was nervous. Yes, I was going to be stressed out hearing what they had to say, judging me, but it was the beginning of recognizing that it was less about judgment. They might be judging me, I didn't know, but was less about how I was receiving it. And I know that there was one fellow, Chris, at the club, and he said, you know, you don't need to use a 2x4, because I did my straight talk and I was able to just say what I thought I had to say. I didn't realize that I was that blunt. And so when he would speak, he knew he was polished. He knew he had it perfect, and he strutted. And then I evaluated, and he would just be fuming. And when he'd come back the next week, he said, I was so pissed. I was just fuming, driving all the way home. And you know, the really annoying thing, I got about halfway home and I thought, crap, she's right. So it was interesting. And I had to learn. Brian was another one that said he didn't need the 2x4. However, it was Brian who was very sensitive, and I would give his evaluations. But when it came time for him to want to show up and be in a competition, he started to realize, oh, Sandra is what I need. So then Brian approached me and he said, I want you to coach me for my speaking. And I thought about it and I said, I don't know about that. And he said, yes, I do. So a couple weeks later, I thought, Brian, I don't think we better work together because you're very tender and sensitive and I'll hurt you and I don't want to hurt you. And he says, no, I thought about that. I thought about that. And then I thought about the movie where you can't handle the truth, and said to me, I can and I will. I want to pay you. What's your rate? And so Brian became my first long-term client. And Brian learned to be Brian. What Brian had to do, and I can't see the timer, by the way, there's no timer hand up there. What Brian had to do was have the courage to say, Sandra, time out. That's too hard on me. That made him step up. And so out of that importance, we became a real team. And then he would say, okay, Sandra, how is that? Give me the good stuff first. And we would have a laugh. And the coaching together developed both of us. It was a beautiful thing. And it continued for 5 years. 5 years. That he would say, what was the good stuff? Yeah, but that was pretty good, wasn't it? Well, did you like that joke? And I would say, Brian, just be Brian. I don't understand what you mean. You don't need to put on a performance, Brian. I like Brian, the person I see in between when we have that chuckle. That's the Brian I want. Be Brian. Eventually that light went on, and that was his gift. not necessarily for winning competitions, but it was his gift that he was able to step in to being Brian, and he is now a happy camper. So now from the end of my journey, from judging to evaluating, from fear to feedback, I invite each of you to please embrace feedback. It'll help you grow. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Sandra, for that wonderful speech. Indeed, we must embrace feedback for growth. Now I would like to ask the timer to please share the timer's report in the chat, as well as the Zoom master to please run the poll for the best effort speaker. While the poll is running, I will go on to introduce our general evaluator as we get into evaluation. Our general evaluator is Baron Ochola. Baron is a journalist and a communications officer and a brand manager. He is dedicated to being a self-directed leader with futuristic views of the future. Baron Ochola, you may now take the stage.
Baron, can you switch on your video, please?
My sincerest apologies. I'm sending a message in the chat. My laptop is freezing and I'm on the phone. I'm not able to have a good video on.
All right, carry on.
Right?
Carry on, yes.
Right. Thank you so much, VPE Bram, and thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. It has been an incredible session. My sincere apologies with the technical bit of it. My video will be on shortly. But now we are jumping into the evaluation segment of today's meeting. And evaluations are important because they help us improve. And that, more than anything, is the reason why we are in Toastmasters, to be able to improve. Our first evaluator today is going to be Toastmaster Nurul Munawara. Toastmaster Nurul Munawara is going to evaluate the toast. Toastmaster Nurul, are you? Oh,
yeah.
Toastmaster, yes, Toastmaster. Please take it on. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you, General Evaluator. Yes. The toast of the day. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jyoti, for a very, very beautiful toast that you toasted for the leadership speak. The way that you stood to deliver the toast was amazing. That showed how seriously you took this toast and how you valued it. And the choice of your words really made us very happy. And I think all of us were so much thrilled about your toast. Thank you, Jyoti, for a wonderful toast that you raised today. But what I felt was you have used, and you had 1 more minute or at least 30 seconds more to complete the toast. You had some more time. And what I felt was you could have done a little bit more research because you were toasting our own club leadership speak. You could have brought some data, which is normally we don't come across. For example, you could have just find out how many of us are talking different languages. You could have said we have people from 21 countries speaking 21 languages or 22 languages, whatever it is, that could have brought some more impact in the toast. And also you could have just brought something else like how many
district leaders are here, not limited to district directors, but from the area directors itself. That would have shown it's a club, that its leadership club is having so much of leaders, and that should have brought more information, especially for the new members. But in summary, I would say the excellent way of presenting the toast. You did your best, but you could have improved, you could have really brought some more information by doing a little bit of research that could have made your toast in a better way. Thank you very much, and cheers to you, Jyoti. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naro. Just to retort on why Toastmaster Naro thinks the theme today is important to her, she said, keeping updating yourself with latest technology is inevitable to display your effective leadership style. Thank you, Toastmaster Naro. I love that you gave actual points of feedback and you gave in detail exactly what you would have wanted to be pointed out. Thank you so much for that. Next, we shall go to Toastmaster Karin Baptiste, and Toastmaster Karin is evaluating our Toastmaster of the day. Answering to the question of why she thinks the theme today is important to her, Toastmaster Karin said, Toastmaster Karin, who is a member of two English clubs, says, rather she works as a bank as a marketing manager, and she says that is important because in that aspect you have to stay cutting edge. Over to you, Toastmaster Karin.
Thank you very much, Baron, for this great introduction. I would like to congratulate our dear Clemence for the great job today as the Toastmaster of the day. Clemence, you excel at different points. First of all, the preparation, because you prepare in advance this meeting. And you have chosen an interesting topic. I know this topic is very important for you because I heard technology is an important topic for you because you like this kind of aspect. And we felt your passion for this topic during this meeting. And during the description of the introduction, you show the advantages and the benefits, finally, to be a leader in a digital era. It's very important, especially in this club, because all meetings are 100% online. And you are convinced us to use and to try different ways of technologies. Secondly, you have succeeded in managing time. So it's very important. As you know, we have a lot of role players, and you have, especially when some member, is over time, you ask kindly in order to make sure to respect the time for the next time. So congratulations for that, because I know it's not easy, and you did perfectly. All players have been introduced gradually and especially naturally. So we feel the fluidity between your speech in introducing each role player. So the meeting was continually softly, and we feel the introduction between each role player. I would like to give a recommendation for the next time. You try to work your voice, especially when you announce someone. It's very important to show the enthusiasm, to promote the person, because each role player has an important role. So try to modulate words and introduce them, because your voice is continually the same, is linear. To sum up, this is a great job you did today with a good preparation, coordination with each role player. You have respected the time management. During the meeting, also your smile because we see your smile. You are very enthusiastic to share with us your passion for the technology. And for the next time, try to work your voice. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karen. You gave actual actionable points of what should be done by the speaker. What I would say is on the conclusion, we could conclude by finally giving, when you're evaluating and you're getting judged, there's the part where the summation has to be worked in, and in that summation, it's an opportunity for you to once again say, we would love to hear from you again, another encouraging statement to continue to build the speaker up, because it has just come from where you gave the action points of improvement. And that is where I would think you would work on. But other than that, I loved your evaluation for the Toastmaster of the day, and you really carried it. Thank you. Our next evaluator is Toastmaster Yosley Joseph, who is going to evaluate our first leadership speaker. And our first leadership speaker was Toastmaster Rivero. When asked about the theme, Toastmaster Yosley said, "It is important because we have to embrace change and be open for intercultural interaction." Over to you, Toastmaster Yosley Joseph.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Rivero. It's time now to give you my report or my feedback. First, I would like to congratulate you. You have presented an informational speech, and your agility showed us that you mastered the subject that you were talking about. You had a captivating introduction with some well-crafted questions. And your speech was well organized. We could clearly see the introduction, the body, and also the conclusion. And the objectives that you have were clear for the audience. That was to show us how to clip video. And you have good body language. And as it was a keynote speech, you had the expertise on the subject, you had strong message, and the message was well appropriate to the audience, and you presented with confidence as well. You had clear language. What you during your presentation as well, you talked to us about the length of the video, when we have to clip a video, the sharing after that, the apps that we have to use as well, and you show with your screen how to proceed, how to do all of that. What I want you to work on for your next speech is first Toastmaster Rivero. During the presentation, you had some mimic on your face when you were asking some question. It was like theater, like it was inappropriate mimic, because it was not, these gestures was not appropriate for the question at the time that you did it. And the other thing that I would like you to work on as well is the content of your speech. You didn't even respect the minimum time allotted for this speech that was 15 minutes. You use 14 minutes and 20 seconds. That means that you need more in the content of the speech. You could put more in that content as you were talking about video in this virtual world. You could expand the content by talking about recording, editing, clipping, and posting the video. And as well, you had some hesitation, and you, during the presentation as well, you brought something that the audience didn't need. Like, you didn't need to download. So if the audience didn't need that, you didn't need as well to show the information. Go straight to the point. Say exactly what the audience need. And you had, and congratulations for your conclusion, because you had a strong conclusion. You summarize all that you said before. Congratulations for that. So I congratulate you for the well-organized speech. You master your project. I encourage you next time to work on the content of your presentation. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you. Toastmaster Usually, I have to applaud you for giving it to. I have to applaud you for giving it to your speaker straight, because it's very important to know that when you go over time, whatever you might have said will be looked at with less regard, because the first thing as a speaker is time. We always have to keep time. The points that you shared were also apt for improvement, and that is the reason why we have to meet. I really would love to share feedback on that, but that was amazing. And next, we are going straight to our first speaker of the day, away from the leadership speaker and the role takers earlier, and that goes to Toastmaster Rosarana, evaluating Toastmaster Mary.
Thank you
Toastmaster
very
Rosarana.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Marie. Marie, I want to thank you for treating us to such a beautiful speech, which for you was a defining time in your life. And what I thought you particularly excelled in was what you asked me to look out for. Whether it was your tonality, whether it was your facial expressions, whether it was your agile gestures, they were in perfect harmony with your words. You spoke of passing a glass and you showed that glass with a gesture. The panic, the chaos that was all there, the choking, you truly demonstrated it. So again, I commend you that what you were working on is where you excelled. Well done for that. And that extended also, I remember, to the ejecting the bread when, the lady chokes. So I really like that. You were referring to a time when you have obviously learned first aid, but you were showing that power is not just in learning, but power is in applying. So I thought that was powerful that you showed how you applied this first aid. I liked how you brought in humor when you said it was the first time the husband got a chance to slap or smack his wife. That was beautifully done. I would have loved for you to pause for us to digest that, because in some ways you stepped on the humor by going too fast, and some of us could have missed it, but I think humor adds so much value to a speech. So very well done. Some areas that I think that could help you really elevate that level. First was the opening. Your opening was a repeat of your title, something about power not being in knowledge, but power being in applying knowledge. Since the title was read, I feel you could have missed that out completely and gone straight into the restaurant. There I was. We were having a meal in this beautiful restaurant when all of a sudden, now that sparks our curiosity, wants to make us listen. It's very engaging. So I challenge you to try and just get into the scene, take us into your scene. That's the power of storytelling when we are with you. Secondly, stories are a beautiful way to inspire your audience. Now, you had a powerful message because it was about you and your application of what you've learned. But tap into our lives. Ask us, for instance, is there something you've learned in the recent days? Have you tested it? Have you applied it? Something along those lines. Because knowledge is not just about learning, it is about applying. But all in all, I thoroughly enjoyed your delivery. I think you did marvelous, and you're getting better and better at sharing in English. Thank you very much. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. right. Oh, I saw like you were frozen and thought it was my side. Thank you, Toastmaster Rosie. Kindly acknowledge that you can hear me. Oh, I see you. I see movement, so it means you can hear me. Thank
We
you.
can hear you.
Yes, we can. Mhm.
Absolutely. I love that you went beyond the usual evaluation and acknowledged that you've been following the speaker beyond that she's learning English and not only commented to her speech, but also the fact that she's improving towards that as well. And when you shared your feedback, you were very compassionate towards the speaker. In any case that a Toastmaster was not receptive to feedback, that would make a difference for them because that tone makes them want to grow. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Rosaran.
Thank you.
And before I jump to the next speaker, I have to say what you had shared about the theme of the day. And what you had shared is it was very short, simple, and succinct. In this day and age, honing digital skills is a must. And that is true because that is the conversation that is going around boards and every environment that we are in. Our next evaluation is from Toastmaster Muhammad Azimuddin, and he will be evaluating Toastmaster Angela Brown. Toastmaster Muhammad said, the digital era has transformed our life into a new way to connect, influence, and impact others. And this is all through technology. It's an era to thrive and enjoy our lives. Over to you, Toastmaster Muhammad.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Today, I am evaluating the story that is called The Magic of Serendipity, delivered by Angela Brown. And the purpose or objective of the story was to display the use of body language and voice modulation. So what I see in the story is that this is really very interesting. And let me draw the skeleton of the story is that she met her friend outside Toastmasters Club, and then again she met in the Toastmasters Club in person and then online. And she evaluated her story, and that was the motivation from the evaluation that she got. So I see in that story, as far as the title of the story is concerned, I see two things: the unexpected discoveries in the beginning of the of joining Toastmaster and evaluation, and then the desirable discoveries during the evaluation or after joining the Toastmasters. So why the story is important is that it is very concerned to the audience. All audience are Toastmasters. They understand the meaning of the evaluation, joining Toastmasters, and carrying out activities of Toastmasters. And then it was really very inspirational that she told her own story, her life story. And the third part is that she actually highlighted the importance of evaluation. As a Toastmaster, we understand that the evaluation can break and make, and she did it by giving the importance of evaluation. So as far as the story is concerned, the quality of the story is really very, very great and is concerned to us. Now, I like to talk about the unexpected discoveries and the desirable discoveries of the story. Unexpected discoveries that she met her friend by accident, and that was really great joy that she felt at that time. So when she would have told this story, she would express her expressions like, met her by accident. So that actually the facial expression and the voice modulation could enhance the story on that unexpected discovery part. Now coming to the desirable discovery that she evaluated her story, and she evaluated her speech in Toastmasters Club, and the relationship grew stronger and stronger. At the time, she would say, yes, she evaluated my story. And this way, the facial expression and body gesture and voice modulation, these three combined together could express the meaning, enhance the meaning of her story. So that part, I think that my speaker should work on. And that at the end, I think that I should get a very clear message from the story that I think that my speaker should work on. That's enough, I think, for the time. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muhammad Azimuddin. That was wonderful how you pointed out what could be changed, and you went a step ahead by doing it. You characterized it. This is how it should happen. I think you could have gone a step further in that. Really sure. For example, if you're talking about somebody having more character or saying using more vocal variation, this is how it should happen. Because in Toastmasters, we want to use a show and tell way of doing things. The next is you want to be vigilant of time while you deliver your evaluation. Next, we have our president, Toastmaster Mohammed Asif
Sabnam.
Saiyed.
Sabnam will be doing that.
All right.
Sabnam was replaced the president.
Okay, thank you so much. So next we shall have Toastmaster Sabnam Saiyed. And Toastmaster Sabnam Saiyed is going to evaluate Toastmaster Paramjit Singh. And to the theme, Toastmaster Sabnam said, gender equality gives rise to a content and balanced generation. Over to you, Toastmaster Sabnam.
Good evening, everyone, and in particularly Toastmaster Paramjit. Is it okay if I give my evaluation tomorrow? Can that be done? I'll evaluate your speech in an even better manner. I swear. I promise you that. I will give you pointers where you need to improve everything. Can I do it tomorrow? Is it okay? Good evening once again. Well, the term master procrastinator really hit it hard with me because I myself am a big procrastinator. So it was as if somebody was speaking about me. And yes, Toastmaster Paramjit, I'm not giving away that crown to you. That belongs to me forever. You took us on a journey, whereas you said like from the beginning of your life, your parents were procrastinators, so were you, and so now are your children. And that was really hilarious how you used the genealogy to express it. Then certain points that really stood out for me were the strategies that you came up, that how one can, reduce procrastination. Then also that you have a course on it on Udemy. But then secondly, there were various instances in which you used your life instances to, have that humor in it. Then there's certain things that really were like put me on my toes at the beginning. Can I give my speech tomorrow? And all these words were really nice. Now, certain things that I would like you to improvise are, first, what I saw. Your laptop was facing down a little bit and you were standing up. So you were looking down on your laptop. I wish you could have placed it somewhere that you could see like this. Secondly, your speech was a very humorous one. I wish you would have paused a little bit in between the punches, so it would have given a really good effect. Thirdly, voice modulation. Whenever you are saying, like the beginning, again, I'll repeat the beginning again, it was really interesting. Like, can I give my speech tomorrow? I promise I will give a better one. Something like that would have added some drama, because your speech was so humorous, some drama would have taken it to a next level. Like, my final suggestion to you would be, use some quotes like, do not call procrastination laziness. it fear, or do not act as if you had 1,000 years to live. Procrastination is a lazy man's apology. There are many quotes on it, because as soon as you use a quote, it gives a lot of meaning to such a humorous speech like yours. So yes, very good content, and the use of the crown was very good. Just some voice modulation, some pauses, some quotes would take your speech to another level. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sabnam. As is easy to point out, the opening was amazing, because from that alone, you already had the audience engaged, remembering that an evaluation is a performance as well, and the points that you shared were incredible too. Let's jump straight to our next speaker, and that is Toastmaster Manju K, who was evaluated by Toastmaster Hannah. And Toastmaster Hannah, to the theme said, strictly defined leading in a digital era is absolutely vital to avoid a tsunami of incorrect information. So it's very important that we take advantage of the digital era. Over to you, Toastmaster Hannah.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator and Manju. Manju has requested me to look after how you can enhance your speech in terms of story crafting, vocal variety, and pauses, and I shall make mention of them. Manju, storytelling enhances the imagination and helps me visualize your spoken words, and that is what I have experienced with your story. Wait and watch. Your story has evoked a lot of emotions in me. Your story was authentic and powerful, indeed. You have included people and dialogue into your speech, and you use them to reach me and the audience very effectively. But here I challenge you. Have a different tone of voice when speaking, like your father, like your son, and your doctors when they gave you the message. Storytelling also enhanced through vocal variety. Raise your voice and show excitement. This was excellently done when you were telling me about the medication that failed. And the fury you showed when you were really furious. And it was real. You just did not act. You really showed the fury in you. And you lowered your voice when you were disappointed, because vocal variety conveys the emotion to me and the listener. Your hand gestures, holding the spoon and letting it fall, were very effective. Your eye contact with Zoom. The audience is concentrating on your face, on your facial expressions, and especially on your eye contact. Here, I noticed that the camera and your eyes were not in the same height. So maybe you can adjust that. Your pauses were excellent. And repeat or remind me of wait and watch during your storytelling. You have integrated it, but just give it a more, remind me a bit more about it. Wait and see, wait and watch. I also would like to challenge you on your time management. It was nearly 9 minutes. Your Zoom presence, use your frame a bit more effectively. Move from left to right, backwards and forwards, that one can really see what you mean with your storytelling. You did stand up while speaking, but I could not see all of your hand gestures. Stand a bit further back and then we can see your hand and movement. Your story was attention-grabbing and impactful. It had an opening, it had a body, an ending. If winter comes spring is not far behind. Watch and wait it coming. Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hannah. Apologies for my video being off once again, technical errors. I would like to see when you give feedback, especially about, for example, the tonal side of it, that you make the attempt to do it as well, because I find that you were also at the same tone while you delivered that feedback. Away from that, you went in depth and used 2 to 3 minutes to give information that felt like 5 to 7 minutes, which is amazing. You gave quality to that. Finally, I would like to invite Toastmaster Sabnam Saiyed once again to evaluate Toastmaster Sandra. Over to you, Toastmaster Sabnam.
Good evening, everyone, once again, and especially Toastmaster Sandra. How do I evaluate you? Do you have any suggestions? What a catching title that is. Toastmaster Sandra, you took us on a journey from the tender age of 5 when you went on stage maybe for the first time to sing a song, and you also sang it today for us a little bit. Then how slowly you understood what the true meaning of any competition is, of how to receive an evaluation. It is not about judging, but how to receive evaluation. And it is so much important even for us as Toastmasters. Then later on, how you took the judgmental behavior of your brother-in-law heads on, then finally becoming a Toastmaster yourself. And yes, table topics, when I heard the word table topic for the first time, even I joked it that, am I supposed to stand on the table and then give a speech? So that really struck a chord with me. Then later on, how your evaluation helped your fellow Toastmasters and how they came up to you for you to become their coach. So it's a full circle. How evaluations, it was a very different way of explaining that how evaluations actually help and how one should take it. The major takeaways for me were the theoretical concepts that you said, that just be yourself always, whenever presenting, talking, anytime. Secondly, the explanation that you give, that as a teacher, it is not your job to know everything. Rather, it is your job to make your student understand things and then they make their own decisions. Thirdly, when you said that judging is from your journey from judging to being evaluated, then your journey from fear to feedback. All these concepts came up very sharply in your speech. Now, I do have some suggestions for you. Is again, use of quotes. Quotes enhance your speech. They beautify your speech even more. Secondly, your Zoom presence. Like, it was a lot like this. I mean, it was only this much. Your face was covered, but your hands were restricted over here. In case if you want to explain something larger than life, you should have some space to, make this enormous gesture. Secondly, pauses. You from the time go, one concept after another. It just kept on coming. I wish there was some pauses and some place where thirdly, it was all about evaluations, how you took it. Some way where you took the evaluation positively or maybe negatively and how it impacted your life. Yes, with these suggestions, you will be able to take your speech to another level. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sabnam. That was incredible, like earlier on, in depth with great points of improvement. And yes, leading by example. What I like the most is how you match the speaker's energy when you deliver your evaluation. That shows that you connected with them. That is it from the evaluations. Now I request for the timer to put in the timing report in the chat such that we can see how our evaluators fared as far as time management. And while that is happening, we'll have a launch of the poll for the best evaluator, for the better rather effort evaluator, and I will share my feedback now. For the meeting, I have uploaded first off that Toastmasters Leadership Speak is an advanced club, so there will be certain elements that might need to go without saying. But the biggest aspect that we pull from Leadership Speak is how the meeting room is open over an hour before, and not just open and not just having music playing. Members are actually engaged and having conversations, and they are catching up with each other. And that gives a build-up such that by the time guests join in for the meeting, everybody already has a high energy, everybody is looking up for the meeting, and by the time we go into it 2 hours later, we are still engaged. We have to upload the club for that. Much else has been said by the evaluators. The Toastmasters of the day had an evaluator, so did everybody had an evaluator. What I would say will go to our evaluators. I noticed that when we are introducing the speaker, we share the speech objectives. But I also do not hear anybody in the evaluation saying anything about the speech objectives. You make the speech objectives, or the objectives were this. So it is important that we get to those objectives as well, and we work with them. Second is when we are evaluating, we have to be cognizant of time, because we have two evaluators in the report who went over time, and that might take away from what you're telling the speaker, because they will look at your time spending and think you are not also at par with what you're saying. Away from that, I love the energy, all the evaluators matching the energy of the speakers and delivering actual points that can be worked on with specificity of this is what you can do and this is what it will look like when you do it. Once again, kudos to Leadership Speak. It has been a wonderful one, and I would like to hand it back to our Toastmaster.
Before you do that, Mr. GE, if you could call the grammarian for her report, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now our grammarian from Toastmaster Tati Mukanso. While she prepares, I'll have to upload the timer for the great role done in her role today. Toastmaster Nelson, thank you so much. Toastmaster Tati, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today's session witnessed some fine language usage from members. Each participant displayed agility in the use of English language. The following words and sentences were used, including adjectives. Rivero, start with an end in mind. The second, which is the second of the 7 habits of highly effective people as defined by Dr. Stephen Covey. Thank you very much. Mari, power is applied knowledge, and also use the bombastic word imperious. Serendipity by Angela Brown. Manju, if winter comes, could spring be far? And Mohammed, evaluation can make or break. I'm also very happy to announce that the word agility was used 7 times. Toastmaster Clemence twice, Mari 3 times, usually once, and Rosie Rana once. Thank you very much, and back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tati, for sharing that and sharing about how the word of the day was used as well. Very keen listening on your part, and it's incredible how you delivered that. What I would say, evaluate that as well. Yes, so for the report, you might want to deliver with the same energy that the meeting has had, but other than that, it was in depth, just to keep the meeting lifted and yes. At this point, kindly allow me to pass it back to our Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Clemence.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, and thank you to all the evaluators and those that gave the report. We move on with our program, we're coming near the end. I would like to call Paula Toza to give us the thought of the day. Paula.
As I considered our theme, I was seized by a beautiful thought. What the digital era is ushering in is our invitation to become quantum leaders. It led me to ask myself, in this vast tsunami of information and change that has the potential to sweep us away, who will I be? And how can I truly make the connections that are so essential to servant leadership? This morning, I selected Join Meeting, and through digital magic, I'm here with you. I have the privilege of connecting in real time with men and women from all over the world. We can share ideas, and we create from and through the world's diverse lens. This digital era has the potential to connect people in a field, as Rumi states, that is beyond right and wrong. Perhaps Rumi was speaking about, in the 13th century, that is, the quantum field, or this digital space. To maximize this potential, to succeed in an environment that is composed of infinite possibilities, that is infinitely scalable, we must understand what drives us. And then, when we are in the digital environment, we will intuitively know how to truly connect with others by utilizing the power of vocal harmonics and heart harmonics. So instead of being concerned with how they cannot connect with a client, a customer, or an employee in person, the quantum leader embraces their mental agility with their whole heart. They communicate with the intention to connect. They use the power of their vocal harmonics to convey their vibe, a power that transcends the digital world and leads us, as Rumi states, beyond the mundane connections that tether us to Earth. With this in mind, the quantum leader utilizing what gifted orators have understood for eons. Your vibe determines your tribe. Through the power that is present in each of us here today, I invite you to embrace the possibilities of leading in a digital era. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Paula. The quantum leader embraces their mental agility with their whole heart. Embrace the digital era. Thank you so much, Paula. I would like now to share the award. With our best speaker and our best effort evaluator. Yes, best speaker is Paramjit Singh. Congratulations, Paramjit, for being the best speaker. Best evaluator is Sabnam Saiyed. Congratulations, Sabnam, for being the best evaluator today. My definition of leadership is giving hope and direction in a time of uncertainty. And digitalization is that time of uncertainty for leaders. And we should stand up as leaders to give hope and direction to those whom we lead. We have to do that by first focusing on self-leadership, as embracing technology, being technology savvy, Then from there, we can go on and lead others and be able to transform their lives. That is what is called leading in a digital era. Go ahead into the world, allay those fears from others that digitalization is here to stay, and use it to lead effectively. Thank you so much, everyone. We have come to the end of the meeting. I would like to hand over this meeting to the President Brown, or standing for the President Brown. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. I'm standing in for Mr. President Asif Said, who was called away. So thank you, Clemence, for conducting the meeting. Digital age, absolutely. Great theme, ladies and gentlemen, because this club is virtual. And in a virtual club, what do we rely on is but technologies, completely run on technology. The skill set that you need in an online club is much higher than you would normally have in other clubs. But mind you, we have professionals from all walks of life here as well as members who use even far much better and much more complex technologies than we use at Toastmasters or in an online club as well. I try my best to use technologies that are way ahead of what most Toastmasters would use because I'm a professional trainer and so on. So welcome to Leadership Speak. If you want to really learn about digital age, speaking in a digital platform and reaching a global audience, then this is the place. Now, as you can see on my background here, it says we are in 20 different countries. Well, this past week, we added one more country, and now we are in 21 different countries. So we are not only in these countries, but the 21st country is Slovenia, which is in Europe. And Mario isn't here today, so I can't introduce you to Mario. He's away today, but he'll be introduced to the members group very shortly as well. So members, watch out for Mario, and please do go and say hello. With that, ladies and gentlemen, this meeting is now over, and we've completed this meeting. I would like to adjourn this meeting. We have a lot of guests, a number of guests today that I would love to